Hey guys, welcome back to the 351 podcast. This is our first episode, and we're going to start by introducing ourselves.
Hi, so I'm Vasco, and I did my bachelor's in computer science. And I'm 24 this year, and I'm working as a software engineer now.
Hi, my name is Daniela. I'm 23 years old. I studied dental prosthesis. I don't know.
Aesthetics.
Yeah, okay, that. And right now I'm currently working in my parents' business, which is selling jewelry wholesale.
Hello everyone, my name is Philippe. I'm 24 this year. I studied in the UK, University of Manchester, and I work in automation.
Hi, my name is Sonia. I'm 23. I studied business and management in the UK too, and I'm currently working for my family's business, which is restaurant.
So let's start with reasons why we're doing this podcast. Does anyone have a purpose or a reason of why they're starting this podcast?
I think for me, it was more like I've seen some podcasts of a group of friends doing videos, and I thought it was really fun and entertaining. And I feel like we have a lot of talks, just us, and it would be really fun to like document it so we can look back and share experience with other people.
What was the podcast?
Oh, it was 9 for 9. There are a bunch of Asians too, and I thought, oh, that's so interesting because they're also like Asians and they're growing up in the US now. And I was like, oh, we're Chinese people growing up in Portugal. Might be fun.
Shout out 949.
We love you.
Okay, what's your reason?
I've always wanted to do a podcast, and what's a better way to do a podcast with your closest friends?
Are we the closest friends?
Yeah, you're one of my closest friends. What do you mean?
Nice.
Did you have doubts about that?
Bro, wait, we didn't even say our names.
We did an introduction.
Okay, then let's go with reasons why you're doing the podcast. Flash.
For me, I think it's mainly because I think it'll be fun, very much. And I think it'll be something we can look back to and then
Laugh about.
be laugh about, yeah.
Also, by the way, he was the one with the most doubts about starting this podcast.
We actually did a lot of thinking before we went ahead with this, I feel, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Okay. Now, next topic is growing up in Portugal as kids of Chinese immigrants. How was your childhood growing up as a Chinese origin kid in Portugal?
Mm.
Does anyone want to start?
I mean, actually, when you brought that up, I just remembered that one fight I had when I was a kid. It wasn't elementary.
With who?
It was like a friend back then.
Okay.
Wait, one question. In Kazel.
No,
Oh,
it was
okay.
in Portuguese school. It was a private Portuguese school. But basically, I just remember he was being really racist. I don't know why that did. That day he was just being racist.
Yeah.
We were friends before, and then I got really upset, and we just ended up fighting. But it wasn't anything intense.
What kind
And you
of
were
fighting?
kids, though.
Was it violent? Like, did you punch him?
I don't even remember. I think
Like physical fighting.
I think we did punch each other. I don't know.
Oh my
I don't
god.
really remember how we fought back then.
Wait, how old were you?
It was right before I went to the American school. It was in 5th grade. So I was
You were not that young. You were like 10.
That's pretty young, though. It's like
11, yeah.
innocent fights, huh?
Yeah.
Promise when you're 10, 11.
The kids do that.
Nah, I feel like we were really small back then. 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. I think it's
That
better than
doesn't seem
being
that far away.
15 and fighting because of that. Because things are more serious when you're older.
In my opinion, I think we got pretty lucky that we all went to international schools, and I think most of the people there, they weren't that racist. I think they were all
Yeah.
pretty open-minded, and I didn't experience any racism at all. Maybe on the streets.
Any. Oh no, in
Once or
school.
twice. Yeah, in school. I think once or twice. I think maybe when I was in 6th grade or something. I just have one memory of racism, which is I think we were playing football or something, and then there was a tackle or something, and then the guy just said, "Oh, go back to where you came from."
Hey.
That's the classic, like racist.
Yeah.
thing
Go
that-
back to
There's
it.
another classic one.
Which
Have you
one?
ever tried dog meat?
Hey,
But that's more.
yeah, I didn't really get that, but it was more of
Yeah, I got
in the
that.
heat of the moment, go back to it. That's the only thing that stuck with me. I know, wait, there's more stories coming up about racism, but in overall, the childhood experience I had, especially with my friends and the school that I went to, I was pretty fortunate that I didn't really get a lot of racism. I think they all were pretty
Yeah.
open-minded and
Yeah.
Same.
But I do think Portugal is a slightly racist country towards people who are from other nationalities that are not white, basically.
But it's not the
No.
worst.
But it's not the worst. But it's one. They're predominantly racist.
But I feel like a lot of it, there is that, but there's a lot of it which is also like more in a kind way. For example, like
Kind.
yeah, like a lot of like it's not racism. So like, they're pretty kind. Like a lot of like more like grandmas, like older people, women. A lot of them would come up to me and be like, you're such a cute Chinese.
That's fine. That's not racist.
yeah.
I feel like I do deal with a lot of racism on a day-to-day spectrum, especially like when I work. And then once they hear that I can speak Portuguese like fluently, they switch. But I can see like how they treat other people. And just because
Mhm.
someone doesn't speak perfect Portuguese, they can just, how do I even say
take
it?
advantage.
Take
of-
advantage
just
of
stay-
them.
Yeah. Okay.
It's definitely
I get
true.
that.
Yeah.
That is so true.
But Portugal's getting better. I feel like over the years, there's been more internationals, and especially in the big cities, and people are getting more used to
Yeah.
different
Mhm.
nationalities. So let's rate it out of 10. The experience as a Chinese immigrant growing up in Portugal.
I think there's lots of benefits too. That come
Yes.
with
But I don't think we can rate because we haven't felt what it's like to,
Yeah, it's the only
Like-
experience we've had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like this is not bad.
Yeah, it was not bad.
Overall,
Solid 7,
okay.
8.
But what lessons have you learned? Did you learn anything?
Yes, that people are less educated than I think.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's not their fault. Like they only know to the extent that they know. Like when most Portuguese people that I deal with, when they're surprised that I speak Portuguese, are people who go to the Chinese shops or like I don't know, like Chinese restaurants where they meet people with broken Portuguese, and then they have that idea that all Chinese people in Portugal are like that.
Mhm.
Wait, I don't know what point I'm trying to get to next.
Yeah, but you don't really feel that because you understand and then you talk to them and
Yeah.
they know that you speak Portuguese so that they don't treat you badly
Yeah.
or as bad.
Yeah.
You're kind of one of them.
No, basically they say, afinal és portuguesa.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
they
I
do
get
those
that a
jokes,
lot.
and then
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, pá, sim, sou portuguesa, mas...
No, when they say that, I'm like, no, I'm Chinese. okay,
But before,
when I was younger.
did we all experience that we didn't fit in and we kind of wanted to be like Portuguese?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the fitting in part of high school.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good topic.
Yeah.
I would feel very weird. Just like I think it didn't feel weird up until the point when I started hanging out with Chinese people. Because growing up, I only used to hang out with Portuguese people. And then there was like, through my teenage years, I started hanging out with Chinese people. And that's when I felt the difference. Like, oh, like, I feel so much more comfortable. Yeah, and being myself. And I feel like I'm one of you because we look the same,
Yeah.
you know? So then after that, when I hanged out with my Portuguese friends, I would feel a bit like different. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Not just the looks, though, right?
Oh yeah, the way
Sure.
not just the looks, but like the way we communicate and like our values and our families.
We share a lot of
Yeah.
common things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was pretty much the same for me in high school. I also mostly hung out with white people, and I would always try to fit in with them. But then I met him, Philippe, and then he introduced me to the other Chinese kids, and we started hanging out together. And I thought
That's how we met,
Yeah, yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a lot more fun. My God, yeah, I feel a lot more comfortable being around you guys.
Yeah, but it's not really anyone's fault. I think we just are comfortable with people that we can relate to. I think
yeah.
a lot of Asian people that were born and raised here, they have sort of the similar mentality and culture that we had. That's why maybe we're more comfortable, but it's just a different dynamic because with at least with my friends in high school, they were all very chill, very very nice.
Yeah.
But it's just you can't really relate 100% because you haven't been through the same things
Yeah.
that other like immigrants have.
Hey, but don't get us wrong. We don't get along that well with Chinese from China either.
Yeah.
It's just like
We're like in between.
Yeah, we're in this weird place where we only hang no, not that we only hang out, but we relate with Chinese people who were born outside of China. So
Yeah.
Asian like Chinese people who were born in mainland China, their mentality is very different, and also Portuguese people that were born and raised here and that are Portuguese, they're also somewhat different. So we're in this weird place where there's only a niche group of friends that
Yeah.
we can really relate
And it's our
to,
group of friends.
and it is our group of friends.
Yeah, so I actually have a friend that's kind of close to me that's from China,
Ish.
and yeah, it is quite different. It's pretty different hanging out with Chinese from China. There's a lot of difference in like how they socialize and the dynamics in the relationship. And this whole guanxi thing, like I really don't like it.
What do you mean, guanxi?
Because in China, it's a lot about guanxi. It's
Yeah.
What's
relationship.
yeah, you have to explain for
Yeah.
them.
Guanxi,
For the non-Chinese speakers.
isn't it literally just relationships? Guanxi just
Yeah,
Yeah,
guanxi
like
is like your
networking. Yeah,
Guanxi means relationships, and Chinese people really value relationships, like whether it be by giving someone's face. That's someone they say like.
Yeah.
Giving someone's face is really important. Like for example,
You're drinking.
your superior says something wrong during a dinner, and then you correct him, but
you
like
can't call him out.
you don't call him out, but like
Yes, I hope.
you have to somehow like.
But
save
I
his
agree with
face.
that too.
Yeah.
Like one thing is, for example, your dad says something, and you're in the dinner table with more people. You can't call him out in front of everyone, but when you're alone, you can tell him like, "Oh, what you said here was wrong." But you have to save his face,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
front of other people.
I don't know with Chinese.
Well, you don't agree with that.
No, I do agree.
Okay.
With mainlanders, it's even more. They put like a lot of emphasis on it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of things that at least don't really sit well with
Can you give an example? Not
About what?
like an
About
example
disagreeing.
About his friend.
of the means of your friend.
like when it comes to bills
Yeah.
with mainlanders, it's like so complicated, bro. I just don't know how to describe
You're
it.
fighting for the bill.
They don't. It's not necessarily that they'll fight for the bill, but
Who's gonna
if it's just friends, for example,
Mhm.
who's gonna speak up first to ask for the bill? There's a bit of that dynamic. Yeah.
So they just don't like split right
And
away.
then like not everyone wants to take on that responsibility.
Yeah.
To ask for the bill.
But like asking for the bill and then saying like, oh, like let's split the bill.
Yeah.
But it really depends. It's really complicated.
That's something I really like about like my Portuguese friends. It's because we don't have so much of like split like one person pays or someone has to pay for everything. Where I think Portuguese people are really fair. So every time we go out, it's always splitting. Even if we go out with girls are also splitting. Like it's very non-Chinese like this.
It's very
In a way, it's good, but in a way, it's like if you go to a dinner, you're all having a good time, everyone's eating, but then when the bill comes and one person only wants to pay for X and Y, and then the other person, it's so annoying. And
We don't
Portuguese
do that.
people love to do that for some
but
reason.
we don't.
Yes.
Not just Portuguese, like
Some people do it.
Laois, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to stop saying Chinese terms in our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying Laoai.
Sorry,
The Lao is foreigners in China.
Yeah.
foreigners in Chinese, yeah.
Mm.
It's quite annoying. Next.
But
Or-
before you head on to another point, I think although we found our group of friends, it's also really nice to have friends from other cultures because you learn a lot. I think from my childhood, my high school friends that are Portuguese, they have a different perspective in life, and they also taught me a lot. So
Yeah.
I think it's really good to keep connecting with those kinds of friends. Not only the ones you are comfortable with and you share the same views and morals and culture and background, but also friends that are in different groups.
Yeah.
So you learn a lot.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
if you hang around with the same friends, you'll only see the same things
Yeah.
and do the same things
Yeah.
and think the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like hanging out with my old high school friends. Like sometimes it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you come home so happy, like because you haven't seen them in a long time.
Yeah.
And then when you're together, it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's just really
And then you can share the memories of high school.
yeah.
They were so fun, like no responsibilities. You could do whatever you want. Like the biggest thing in high school was like tests and homework.
Not even
What's
that.
But like now, we're career, money,
Yeah.
relationships, family, dating. Like there's so like as you grow up, responsibilities start stacking up, and you just look back and think, oh, in high school was so fun. Like
And you
no
take it for
stress.
granted when you're in high school.
Yeah, you do take it.
And then you regret it. So
Yeah.
whoever's in high school, have fun. Make
Yeah.
Uni as well. Oh, uni.
Uni as well.
Yeah.
I feel like I had the worst uni experience.
Are we on that topic already? Should we? Oh, we can talk about uni now.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was uni experience?
You all went to the UK. I was the
Yeah.
only one that stayed here. And the experience is very, very at least okay. And my university was not in the in the big cities. It was kind of out. And I did not relate to anyone. I have like three good friends. We still talk sometimes. But I had nothing and then COVID hit also during that time.
Oh yeah.
So like there was like a very big period of time that we were all home. And then when we got back, like at least my parents were pretty paranoid, so I couldn't go out. And yeah, my uni experience was not good.
What about you?
For me, so I had my first year of uni. So many regrets. I didn't really go out that much. I didn't really do anything. I pretty much didn't do socials. I went out maybe.
And that's the year that you're supposed to do all the socials.
We played so much league.
In first year of uni.
Yeah, my fun.
Oh, we
fun
played
yeah.
so much league.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
And I was dating at the time, so I didn't want to go out.
Oh yeah. And
So we just played league for hours.
but it was also because the friends I had in uni, my friend group, one of them couldn't drink alcohol. Because he was really allergic.
Yeah.
One of them was dating. The other one was also addicted to video games.
Maybe you need a new friend.
And then there was another friend, another female friend that she was also allergic to alcohol.
But like at that
Damn.
time, did you want to go out? I feel like if you really wanted to go
Like-
out, you'll meet other people.
Yeah.
But maybe you also didn't.
Because I didn't. I think I did want to, but because I didn't know anyone else to go with.
So you want
And
to
I
go
didn't want to go by
alone.
myself. Yeah.
Were these friends like people who you live in your like residence or like from your course? Or-
Three of them were from my course, and then the girl was from another course. So I do feel like my first year was kind of wasted, and then the second year I only had half a year, and then it was COVID. So and then the third year was also COVID, so I didn't really get to experience uni that much, to be honest.
So we all experienced COVID during uni, basically, like 1 year
Yeah,
at
it
least.
sucked so much.
Most times.
For real. Oh, but now looking back at COVID times, I really enjoyed staying at home with my family.
Yeah.
Just like very, you know, like the world stopped and we were just like very zen. I don't know.
Very zen, but I feel like although we got really close to our we're brothers, by the way.
Oh yeah.
We're siblings. We're siblings. Forgot to mention this.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're siblings. And during COVID, we were 1 year just living with our parents 24/7, and yeah, it was really it was really wholesome.
Yeah.
But also, I felt like a year was wasted. I could have been so much more productive.
Yeah.
The world stopped. Uni stopped. I could have been so much more productive. I could have done something.
Okay, but
in a year.
let's not think like that. Like, okay, so our mom, she does like albums, and then she finished the COVID album, and I was seeing it, Like the memories, like staying at home, watching movies, cooking, I don't know, baking, video games, board games.
Yeah. But let's go back to uni life.
Yeah.
How was your experience?
I feel like my first year, I was dating a guy at that time, so I didn't really have a lot of fun. But
Sleep is like, I can relate.
Yeah, I was also dating at the time.
no, but I feel like the uni experience. Are you only talking about first year? No.
No,
just in
the
general.
uni experience.
Like UK has one of the best uni experiences out of the whole world. Like,
You have a lot of like societies.
there's
like
lots.
students.
Yeah, there's lots of societies.
Mhm.
You get to meet a lot of people like around the world. But I mainly hanged out with Asians though. So
Yeah,
Same.
same.
besides the course, yeah.
No, and also there was a Portuguese society, so I also hang out with Portuguese people, which was pretty cool also. But I think the biggest thing about uni experience is the people. I think the networking, the experiences that you have going out,
Mhm.
going to eat with friends, living alone. I think most of the value in uni is everything except studies. Only if you
Yeah.
only if you do, for example, I don't know, medicine or lawyer, where
Education comes first.
where the education is actually important and it does translate. But for example, I did engineering. I'm not in engineering anymore, but a lot of the things are learned on site. So everything you learned before basically aren't important. I think the most value for uni experience is just the friends you meet, the networking you do, the experiences that you have, the traveling, living alone, and all the responsibilities of living away from your parents. So I think you didn't really have a good uni experience because you were still living with our parents.
But it's not just a living. It's like if you don't have friends that you can really
Yeah.
relate or good friends in uni, that whole experience is kind of affected, And it's a
Yeah.
3-year course.
And then they say like in uni you're supposed to like go out, a lot and like go
Yeah.
crazy. I didn't really have that.
But Portugal has a really good uni life. At least from what my friends tell me. Because they do a lot of like party,
Queima das fitas.
and all those crazy things.
I've never been, and it's right next to my house.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Yeah.
But talking about what were you saying?
I wanted to talk
living-
about like living alone.
Living
How
alone.
did you feel? Like, were you sad? Like in the beginning, was it weird? Did you get
Hell
sad?
no. When I started living alone, I had the best time of my life. You do whatever you want, whenever you want. You want to walk naked around your house, go ahead. But besides that, I feel like the question that I wanted to ask, like, since us three, we've lived alone,
Yeah.
and now that we're living with our parents now, like, how you prefer? No, it's not you prefer, but how's like the transition of going back to your parents again after those 3 years?
So leaving your parents was just fine.
But now you're back again.
Yeah, coming back is
Leaving my parents, I didn't really. I think it was just the beginning. Maybe the first week it was like a bit weird just being by myself. I
Yeah.
had flatmates, but it was technically just by myself.
Student residence.
Yeah. I feel like maybe it would have been different if I was just living in an apartment by myself. I had flatmates, so it was still
That's
kind of
true.
connected. I would
It
go
was
to
not
the
that lonely, yeah.
I would go to the kitchen, get to talk to them, but it wasn't hard for me. And then coming back,
That's the hard
at
part.
first, because my mom likes to do things her way, and
Relatable.
we have quite some conflicting ways of living, but we've kind of adapted to each other and quite peaceful now. So for me, it's okay.
What about you, Sonny?
I feel like it's the same thing because I talked to this with our friend called Teresa. Hi, Teresa, if you're watching. And it's like living with your parents is fine because it's rent free and whatnot. But after living by yourself without your parents, you notice like a really big difference how it's like actually living by
Yeah.
yourself. Way. Yeah.
Yeah, living with your parents is fine, but living alone is super fine.
Yeah, basically that.
I don't know. I feel like I've never lived alone, and then I thought I really wanted to live alone. Like I really wanted to have that experience
Yeah.
because all of our group, almost everyone studied abroad, And then, but there was like a weekend that my parents went to Lisbon, and I'm from Porto, by the way. And so I stayed the weekend alone. And I swear to you, I was so scared.
But that's because you're living in a
Like-
big ass flat by yourself.
Oh, but even
no
so,
one.
I feel I would be really scared. So I was like, after that experience, like, okay, I don't want to leave anymore.
So do you think
I'm
you'll
fine
ever
right
live
here.
by yourself, like your life? You think you will ever live by yourself, where your next step is living with the
I
possible?
feel like my life right now and how it's going, it does not make sense for me to imagine if I'm in the same city as my parents, I will never go live by myself because it's just stupid. Like
Yeah.
renting a house right now is so expensive, and I would not want to share it with anyone. So it's really expensive to live alone in Portugal now. And so it wouldn't make sense. Only if I moved somewhere else. But I don't see that happening either. So I'll probably just stay until I find a husband.
Good one. Me too. Do you guys want to talk about where you guys are moving next, or is it segredo? We're gonna cut this part, or do you guys want to
I think you guys could.
We can talk,
reveal or
Yeah.
not?
but speak in English.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to talk about your next step?
Wait, what?
Talking about the living situation.
We can talk about all our next steps.
Yeah.
You can start. Just.
I think you can start.
No, you start. S-
You can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rock, paper,
Rock, paper,
scissors.
scissors. See who starts.
Loser starts.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, so we did rock, paper, scissors because we have kind of the same plan now. We're gonna go to Canada in September to, just try to live there and work there for a year or two. Because they have like this program with Portugal where we can get a working visa quite easily. And we don't need any sponsors, so I saw that opportunity and then I thought, oh, this seems cool, living abroad, working in Canada. I think it'll be a good experience. And I told him about it. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool, let's go.
Yeah, that sounds fun. So we're going. And the reason why we're going is because we're young and we don't have a lot of opportunities like this to do these kinds of adventures. I think later in life it's going to be harder. And especially now that we don't have responsibilities, it's a take it or leave it. So we're taking it and we're going in September.
That's so exciting. I'm very excited for you guys.
What city are you guys going to?
Toronto.
There's a lot more opportunities there. Yeah.
Compared to other places in
Yeah.
Canada?
And it's really close to New York. I think it's like a
Mm.
1.5 hour flight.
Wait,
If,
that's so
if you
cool.
go to the Niagara Falls, there's a bridge that gets you across to the US. to Buffalo.
Legit.
Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Legit.
He already went to Canada to do some sightseeing to see if
Yeah.
it's livable. And
Livable.
apparently it is, so we're
No,
going
I
there.
think it's really nice.
I like the cold, so.
Is it cold all year?
But it's too cold.
Yeah.
Like they say like people that live there. I when I went there, I was like, oh, it's so exciting! It snows here. They're like, no, it's really bad because it's like it snows a lot,
Yeah.
and then to walk on the street
Yeah, it's
and like the
when it's-
cars, it's like it's not.
We'll see,
it's
we'll
not
see.
it.
But yeah, what about the girls? What are your next steps?
My next steps. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like right now I'm working with my parents and there's a lot of things to do and we're planning something that's coming up soon. And yeah, there's a lot of preparation to do.
Doesn't have to be career wise, just
Yeah.
next steps in general. You guys are putting.
Oh,
too much
April's
emphasis
coming
on-
up. Yeah, April's coming up. So next steps. Me and Vosk, we're gonna try to not go out. This is relatable. Yeah, it's relatable.
Yeah, say it.
Yeah. We're gonna try to stay in and really focus on what we have to do.
We're not gonna try, we're not gonna go out.
Okay, we're not trying. We're not gonna go out
We actually held up really well though until March.
until March. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was one of our
happened?
New Year resolutions to go out less, like drinking and whatnot.
Lifestyle change. How do you balance relaxing and fighting for your future?
Ooh.
So when you have free time, you spend it on relaxing, short-term gain, long-term loss, or do you fight is a bit of a harsh word, but work on your future? Like if you had 2 hours of free time tomorrow, what would you spend it on? Realistically, be honest.
Okay, but I don't really do it like that. So basically, okay, I'm not doing this right now, but I'm trying to get there. Because right now I've been procrastinating a lot. But what I want to do is like schedule my time, block the time where I'm working, and then block the times where I want to work on other things. So when you say free time for me, it's actually free time to relax because I plan what I want to work on my future inside my calendar. So when you say free time, yeah, it's like relaxed time.
And what's relaxed time to you?
Skincare, reading a book.
Yeah.
Skincare is relaxing.
Skincare is
so
so relaxing. Because it's not just putting cream. For girls, it's like taking your time to wash your face,
Put
look in
some
the
music
mirror,
on, you know.
have a good time with yourself, or with your friends. That's what we did last night. Instead of going out drinking, we were at home doing our face masks,
watching 9 for 9 podcast.
eating snacks.
Yeah.
That's relaxing.
Maybe we should have a guys' night in where we do each other's skin as well.
Pass.
But I think what the point that you were trying to get to was like the poker thing that you told me, right?
What poker?
Of the short-term gain, like what you use your so-called free time on.
Yeah, how do you balance? So there's a
Social life and
yeah, like not wasting, but spending time for short-term gain, but then long-term loss, or spending time on short-term loss and long-term gain. So an example is of short-term gain and long-term loss is watching TV. So it is relaxing and entertaining.
depends what you're watching though. If you're watching something that's productive, for
Okay,
example,
then
self-development.
another example. Eating fast food. It's short-term gain, like you feel good eating it, but then long-term it hurts your body and damages your body. And then another thing, like short-term loss, long-term gain, would be reading a book that you don't enjoy but it's useful. So you're suffering now, but for long-term,
It
Okay.
might help you.
yeah. So
Yeah.
how do you guys balance it? Because in our 20s, a lot of people say it's our peak years where we have the most energy, the most potential. So how do you balance living your life and having fun because you only have one, and also planning for the future and working for a better future?
I think it starts with priorities, right? So what you prioritize first or like on top, you should do things that contribute to that in comparison
Yeah,
to
but
like
if you only do that,
no,
at least
not only that, but you do more for that than the other things.
Mhm.
So like if you party more than you work, that's a bad sign, right?
Yeah.
Because you're prioritizing partying over work.
Mhm.
But if you want to balance it out, I'd say like have a bit of both, but more of the what are your priorities?
What I've been watching a lot on YouTube about this topic is make your relaxing time intentional. So don't just like, oh, I have free time, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna relax. No, like block it in your calendar, like this is my relaxing time. And in this time I'm gonna watch like one episode of this, for example. Or I'm gonna, I don't know, do anything that you like to do that you think of it as a wasting time. But like block it in your calendar so it's intentional and you don't
Yeah.
feel bad,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. I'm not doing it yet though.
The top
I must start.
Actually, nowadays I've kind of changed my point of view about TV shows and some activities a lot of people deem as relaxing. Because, yeah, right now, if I have free time, if I really want to relax, it's only with other people that I think is really worth
relaxing
my free time for.
rather than your free time.
Yeah, so I wouldn't use my free time to watch a movie or a TV show, but I'd go out for dinner with friends and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Why don't you try to do something alone?
If I do stuff alone, it's like I go for a walk, stuff that
That you can already do alone.
Yeah.
intelligent
Okay.
cognitive rest,
Mm.
stuff that actually rests your brain, because now after work, I have a lot of stuff to study for the interviews, so I just try to maximize how much I can get out of my brain lately.
But a lot of people say that watching a movie is relaxing? Why isn't it relaxing to you?
I don't like watching movies too, actually. They're so
Or
long.
series?
Series is just, it's good, it's entertaining, but it's such a waste of time, in my opinion. It's the
Yeah.
biggest waste
So
of
it's
time.
not relaxing.
It's relaxing because you're just lying in the bed, watching your iPad, watching Netflix.
Yeah.
So relaxing, but
I think,
no games.
okay, I don't want to be very offensive to people who watch, but because I started watching way less now. But I think to your point, wait, why are you guys laughing? But
I'm just like, okay, you're offending me, go.
okay, but to your point about being intentional, I think watching Netflix or a movie without being intentional is just numbing time. It feels like you want to go through time faster. You don't want to spend your time. If it's intentional, like I want to watch this movie because I like the actor or something like this, then okay, it's intentional. But if you just watch it because you have
Feel
time,
Yeah.
you're basically numbing time. You're basically numbing yourself to let time pass. So I think if you want to watch something, at least be intentional in why you want to watch it. Instead of just being, well, I have free time, let me turn this on and let time pass. I have one hour to kill. But to your point, being intentional is good. If you plan out the relaxing time and be like, oh, I am relaxing this 1 hour because it's going to distract me or it's going to release some stress from me so I can then work on something else, then that's good if it's intentional. But if it's not, I mean, if you wake up and you just start watching stuff without a reason to or purpose, then I think that's not
what I meant by that is, for example, just block your time, like every day, for everything. Imagine even like for eating or cooking. If you do it, if you block it on your calendar, you're being intentional with everything you do, and it's a lot more productive. And then if you look at your calendar and there's like a free spot, you put something in there.
Yeah.
And it's intentional.
Okay, who here blocks their time?
I do.
What?
Yeah. I started doing it recently as well.
It really helps. Like
it's
morning
good.
routine, night routine, driving time.
Or else sometimes you're just stuck, like you don't
Yeah,
think you have something to do, and then
It's
Okay,
good to
but-
look back and see how much time I allocated to each thing.
yeah.
But here's where I disagree.
Well,
Go ahead.
do
I
you
think-
want to go?
I think if you have different priorities, then yes, I think blocking time for each kind of thing is good. But I think at least now I'm a bit obsessed with something, and so I just focus all of my free time on that. Like I don't have a schedule because things change. For example, imagine we're going out for dinner tonight and we plan it this afternoon. But I had something planned, so I don't like to keep
You
things
delay
planned.
it.
No, it's not that I don't delay because I don't block my time. Every free time I have, I focus it on my priority. So I don't block time because I have my priority straight of if I ever have free time, I just focus on this. And then I start saying, oh, tomorrow I'm going for a run. Tomorrow I'm having dinner. And then I just spend a bit less time. But I think I block time. Oh, Jordan Peterson's really good on this about setting a schedule. But don't set a schedule that limits you, that imprisons you. Set a schedule that you want to, because a lot of the people that do schedules, they sort of imprison themselves to the schedule, but they make the schedule that they think they would want, not the schedule that they actually will come through with.
So I saw a video, I don't remember who did it, but basically he was saying that inside his calendar he has a color which is like the ideal. For example, like the every week's ideal, and every week is the same. But then when he sits down the night before to plan it, of course there's changes. But like ideally, like I have a free time here, so I'll do this. Ideally. But of course things change and he's very flexible with that too. But I feel like blocking your time, like I'm very flexible with it. Like if something comes up, I'll just switch it up.
Yeah.
Or move it for the next day or
I think scheduling is a whole episode in itself because there's so many ways to plan out your day. But I think the worst way to plan out your day is not planning out your day.
Yeah.
Any plan is better than no plan. Yeah. And there's also another one which I think Kevin O'Leary does it, which is the night before he writes the top priority, the second top priority, the third top priority.
Mhm.
Then when he wakes up, it's just focusing on the first one, and the first one's done.
Yeah.
Second, third, like doing the biggest priority first, and then going on for the second, third, fourth. Because I think most of the times we're more effective in the morning, right? When we're
Yeah.
fresh. So I think do you guys put the priority first?
I just try to do the hardest,
hardest.
most mentally exhausting thing in the morning.
Yeah.
But see, I don't have that because I haven't. Okay, I know you also have a 9 to 5 job, but it's for me. It's in the store, so I get in and like everyone starts bombarding me with questions,
Mhm.
and I just have to deal with them.
Yeah.
So it's not. I can't. It's really hard for me to say, okay, I'm going to work, and on these 8 hours, I'm doing this, this, and that. It's impossible because when I do that, I get there and I don't do anything.
Yeah.
So for me, like I just block that in my calendar, and then I just block it. But when I don't say exactly what I'm gonna do
Mhm.
because it's impossible.
What about you?
I use the calendar more to like daily tasks that I need to get completed. Because without a calendar, how am I supposed to know?
Like a to-do list.
yeah, like a to-do list, and like important things are coming up, so you know ahead of time. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I really like using a calendar. Makes you feel good and makes you like it's way more organized.
Yeah, it's
just-
like visual.
it's visual. You feel more motivated to do whatever it is, like for the gym or like I don't know, reading.
Do you use
So,
Google Calendar?
Google Calendar recently.
What about you guys?
Tick.
I used to use Apple Calendar, but there's no color block.
Tick.
There's
Okay.
Tick.
There is.
Google
Change the
Calendar.
color.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apple.
You can change.
There is.
Yes.
You can make multiple calendars.
Are you gonna do it now?
No, I already
You
use
guys-
Google.
Yeah, I use
No.
Apple's default one.
Stop using.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I use Tick.
What's Tick?
It's a calendar app that you pay annually.
You love to pay for things.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the guilt you feel when you are not doing something productive.
Ooh.
I feel you only feel that guilt after, like not in the moment, because in the moment you're like having fun. But when you realize like shit, like I didn't do
Don't swear on this podcast.
like
Me,
Yeah.
Beep it.
No, she can swear and then you beep it.
Okay. Swear.
I'm not gonna swear anymore. Okay,
Okay,
just finish your sentence.
But I feel like one of the biggest guilt is like when we go out at night and then the next day you reflect like, what did I do last night? Destroy my body. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sleeping schedule,
Sleeping schedule, you wake up super dizzy,
skin.
just everything.
yes. Going out for drinking in the moment, it's so fun.
But in the moment it's a great time, I have to admit.
The next morning, oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
There's this
It's not that
beautiful quote.
Go, Mr. Analogy.
I forgot to the person who said it, but going out and drinking is borrowing happiness from tomorrow. Because every time we go out, the next day is just wasted. Like, first, you can't do anything productive. Second, you need to reset your schedule. And then third, you feel really bad.
Opa, but
The guilt.
you need that sometimes, once in a while.
Yeah.
Just go crazy, you know? No, you like, no.
Why do you think you need that?
To let loose. And then you come back.
Because I think as humans, we're not robots. We're not programmed to work all day and just, just.
And we're still young.
You look like a robot right now.
And we're young, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't
Because
think
all
we'll
those
be doing this
back-
when we're 30.
Okay, I know this is
Yeah.
maybe this is not very good, but those nights we have so many memories. And like we can look back and
The
laugh.
thing is, okay, yeah, looking back, but we we have memories that are only remembered when we record. Because I think the friends that we have when we go drinking and going out, it looks like they're just going out friends. How close are we actually to them? Like I think we're doing this now. We're going
Just fire.
like now we're going to dinner. Like tonight we're going to dinner. It's a much better way to build a meaningful relationship with that person than to go out with them.
But
Of
every
course,
time-
going out is part of it, but there are a few friends that we only see them at parties and when we go out.
I don't think there's friends that we only see when we go out.
There is.
There is so many. That's why we need to start. Although we also have this, although we may need to minimize this or at least reduce it, because before we were going
We
every
can't
other week.
minimize this.
We have minimized it, but we should also strive for going out more for dinners and
more
activities.
meaningful activities, basically.
I swear I talked about this with you, Sonia. New Year's, you were all like, okay, New Year's resolution, we're gonna go out less.
Yeah.
And I told you, I was like, you can do so many things, like in the afternoon. You
Yes.
can go to like Stubal,
Yes.
have a walk, eat it at a good restaurant. You can visit outside of Lisbon. So much fun. You never done that.
we should do like day trips.
Yeah, day trips.
But the
walk
thing is-
far.
People have different schedules. We have 9 to 5, some people work on weekends.
miss-
We can really cut a day off. I mean,
okay, but you don't have to go all the time,
Yeah.
everyone.
but that's just an excuse. If we really want to,
We
we are
get out of our way to do it.
Yeah, true.
But I feel like this year compared to last year, we have improved a lot. Like as a group,
Yeah.
not just individually, as a group.
We've also matured, I think. Before we were very emotional and naive and
Are you talking for yourself?
yeah, I'm talking about myself. but I think in general the group has evolved and become more mature and more focused on like building a life other than just focusing on the short term. So I think we've all kind of grew up now focusing more on these meaningful things.
But that's good that we're growing together and not apart.
Yeah.
Props to our growth.
We'll see though, we'll see. We never know.
Damn.
That's the reality.
Yeah, that is
Like
shots fired.
And I do feel,
people fall
at least
apart.
Benny, for me, I think she will be my friend for life. Like she will not get rid of me. I'm sorry.
Don't jinx it.
I'm not
don't
jinxing
jinx
it,
it.
but
You jinx
I don't
it.
think it's possible.
No, it's impossible. From
Unless
the
you-
first
unless-
day we met
Yeah.
at the summer camp, I knew you were the one.
Me too.
Oh.
I was like, that chick's crazy. She has to be my friend.
Okay, we can talk about one thing then. Because me and Vashka are close.
Kind of.
And then Benny and Sonia are close. What have we learned from each other? Like, what's one trait that we've developed because of the other person?
Giving me deja vu.
Same. Okay, who wants to? Then you start then.
Me?
Yeah.
Ask the question.
Okay, Vash starts then.
And
He has a name.
what have I learned?
Okay, I'll start then.
Yeah, you.
I feel like I've said the story before, but I'm just gonna repeat myself for the viewers. So
What viewers? We don't have viewers.
So what I learned from Sonia, is it from like me to
What you
learn from
developed,
her?
a trait you have because of her.
It's how to be confident in my own skin. Just tell a story.
Yeah, tell a story.
Okay, so basically, it was like when we first met, it was like very instant. So, like, I was always a very loud person and crazy at home. But then when I was around other people, I would be like really calm and like kind of hide that side of me, but not on purpose, I think. It was like subconsciously I would do that because I would be scared of how people perceive me or how they wouldn't like me the same because I was like a bit loud. So after I met Sonia, like she's very loud and crazy too, but she would just be herself around anyone and people still loved her. So I was like, okay, like it's okay to be myself because people will love me even if I'm loud and crazy sometimes.
One thing I forgot to mention, keyword to us in childhood, hang out with Portuguese people, is insecurities.
Oh.
I had so many insecurities that I didn't really show maybe my true personality towards them because I was afraid of judgment or anything. And I think we all tried to fit in the group, so we were all kind of insecure to show maybe something different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think we missed the insecurity part in that childhood.
Oh my god, one thing I was so insecure, I don't know if you had this, but like bringing food from home because
Yes.
because of the smell or like eating with chopsticks. Like in high school, I didn't care anymore. I would just bring chopsticks.
Yeah.
So much more convenient to eat. Anyways.
Yeah. Okay, what did you learn from?
From Denny, I feel like I learned how to balance myself because she's so crazy, but she also has her other side where she's more like organized, and like when things are supposed to be serious, she will be serious. And before, maybe I didn't really realize that until I met her, and she's influenced me to clean my room more often and lots of great traits.
You don't clean your room.
I clean my room, but more often and other things. And I feel like she's influenced me to the better while still keeping up with me, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you already have something to say, or did I not teach you anything? I can start then. You say you have.
come up with it. So I think from Philippe was mainly that he's made me more ambitious. I think, because so before, at least for the dreams for my career, I guess they were a bit lower. But after meeting him and hanging out with him a lot more, I've just become more ambitious.
I feel like everyone around him gets that,
Yes.
right? Whoa.
Wait. Okay. One thing I learned from Vashka, and it's quite a big thing, and yeah, I've told you before, but I'll say it again. It's be more diligent with information. I think a lot of the times when I look at information and I read it and it makes sense, I trust it. And a lot of the times when I talk to you and also Guang about it, and we have these conversations, I bring the information that I've seen up, and then you and Guang also, but mostly you question me about it and be like, oh, what about this? Oh, wait, this doesn't make sense. You start questioning the information that I've told you, and then I would never have a definite answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I always try to guess. And what I've realized is from you, and I learned that from you, is taking information and then understand it.
Yeah.
I think I read it, I trust it, I say it. But you taught me to read it and then understand it. Like, see where it's coming from, see if it's true. Even if it makes sense, still question it. And this allows me to like grow and also be more careful with information. Because right now there's such an abundance of information. You really need to build like a filter system of what to trust and what not to trust. And this process that you have with taking in information and how you filter it, this is what I've learned, and it taught me to be a better intaker of information. So that's what I learned. Be more diligent with information that you take. Because I used to take everything at face value and just trust it, and then also pass it on to other people.
Yeah.
So that's also very like an integrity factor of myself.
Yeah, the main thing I noticed was you would say like these quotes or whatever you heard,
Yeah.
but then I didn't really understand it completely, and I would ask you about it, and then
Yeah.
you weren't able to explain it to me. So that just shows you don't actually understand what you're
Yeah.
But now he's
So it's really
changed.
important to actually understand this.
But the thing about the quotes, it's because it needs context. So I listen to a lot of Gary Vee, Jordan Peterson. So these quotes make sense to me. But if I tell you, it's really hard to explain because they spent years talking about these kinds of things to come up with that quote.
That's true. Well,
So it's also hard. I think it's more about when I hear information of, I don't know, just a random fact that I've heard, and I tell you, and then you don't believe it, and then I start also not believing it. I used to believe it, but then I didn't really go fact check it.
Mhm.
So it's more in that sense. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
having friends that you can learn from is crucial to building a friendship, because in some sense you need to respect that person to have him as a friend. You need to look up to him in some areas that maybe you're not as fluent on. And I think that's how you build the best relationships, is when both have their strengths and weaknesses and they complement each other to become better.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good time to just show my gratitude. Thank you, Vash, for teaching me.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
thank you, Philippe.
Yeah. But yeah, let's keep.
Do we know how many minutes we're in? Just by the way,
60.
60.
But I think there was.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of cut, but I think it's a good
For the first.
good place to finish it. Of
So should we wrap it up?
Okay, so like every podcast, we're gonna do and would you rather to wrap it up. Okay, Sonia, do you want to do pleasures?
Yeah.
Take
wait,
out
so
the
one
first one?
person picks it, reads it, and then we answer it.
Yeah.
And it's done.
Yeah, and we all wrote like a paper each.
Yeah. Okay, so we cannot explain our
I wrote
answer.
2 each.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wrote 2 each, and the rules of the game are at the end of each episode. It's tradition to read one, answer it, but not explain it.
Yeah.
Bro, whose letter is this? First of all, would you rather be born and raised in Portugal and live the rest of your life in China, or the opposite?
Wait,
Example:
what?
born and raised in China and live rest of your life in Portugal.
Oh.
So one or the other, like vice versa.
Born and raised, and then you go to okay.
That's my question.
Oh.
Wait,
But like
should
this-
I have revealed it?
But this has to have some context, like
No, let me explain.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I can explain. So basically, we're in our 20s. Imagine we're all 22. Would you rather be born and raised in Portugal and at 22 go to China for the rest of your life,
Mm-hmm.
or the opposite, be born and raised in China, having the mindset and culture of Chinese culture, and then at 22 go back to Portugal, most likely not knowing the language and living the rest of your life in Portugal?
Okay, but we're Chinese. We're who
Yeah.
we are now.
Yeah, we are who we are now, but being born and raised in China, of course, has
You
a
don't
different
know,
mindset.
and you don't know you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know Portuguese,
Yeah.
but here you sort of know a bit of Chinese.
Chinese. Yeah.
kind of feel
You
we're
can
all gonna
explain,
get
you
the same
can
answer though. No.
I don't think so, but
Okay, shall we start from there then?
yeah, we can start from there. No explanation.
I think I would rather be born and raised in Portugal. No,
Yeah, if you
it's
haven't
a bit
listened,
hard. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
start
what I
there.
said.
it's a bit hard.
I'd rather be, born and raised here and go live in
Go to
China for
China,
the rest of my life.
I would like to be born and raised in China and then come here. Oh wait, but I don't know any Portuguese.
But then you would learn and have.
Wait, no explanation. You already said your answer.
Okay, I already said my answer.
For me, is born and raised in Portugal, having the same mindset, and then going to China for the rest of my life.
For me, it's the same.
Okay. Okay.
What's
That's what I said.
Same.
Like it
Born
would
and
be
raised in-
Born and raised in
in
Okay.
Portugal and then go to China.
Me no, I don't think so.
Okay. Wrap this up.
下一个.
No, it's just one per.
It's just
That's just
one.
one, yeah.
per episode.
Ah, I thought it was like each person does one.
No.
Do
Okay.
you guys want to do it though?
The host,
fun.
the host of the podcast doesn't know anything. Though.
Well,
Okay. Should we just
Wrap
let's
it
just
up.
wrap it up? Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching this first episode. We hope you enjoyed it.
Okay, guys. Bye. See you
Bye.
next time.
Cheers.
Bye.